All right, Rick, going to Colorado. I mean, we said that exactly 0 times last year, and we have been talking up the Buffs this year for obvious reasons. Week 1, they shredded TCU. They didn't shred TCU, but they won that game down in Texas. Last Saturday, they were facing Nebraska, home opener. And at what point are we just going to say that Shedeur Sanders might be one of the best players in college football to the point where he might end up as a top 32-ish pick? I mean, he keeps balling out. He faced a lot more pressure this week against Nebraska. Nebraska's defense gets a lot of credit, no doubt about that. But I thought Shedeur remained poised in the pocket. One of the issues I have with him is that sometimes he tries to extend plays, and I would just like him to throw the ball away, but that's an easy fix. He doesn't put the ball in danger's way. When he needs to step on one, he can throw into tight windows down the field, 15, 20, 25 yards. And his deep ball typically finds the intended target as they're running past people. Where are you on Shedeur in week 2?
Pop. Keep popping him.
Man.
He played good again this week. If I had to pick apart some things, I didn't think he was as effective in the first half because of the pressures that Nebraska was bringing him. He has a tendency to hold the ball. And when you get to the NFL, and we're seeing it with these rookie quarterbacks, because you could have said the same thing about Bryce and about CJ. Anthony Richardson didn't hold the ball. He just ran. But you can't do that in the NFL the way some of these guys hold the ball, waiting for guys to come open. The only other maybe small criticism, I don't think he is an elite athlete as far as a scrambler, but and he is a look to throw first before he runs. But there are times where I think that he can make some more plays with his legs.
Yeah, and he actually showed me a little more athleticism than I had seen previously just because he hadn't done it. He can run a little bit in straight lines. He's not going to your point, he's not Anthony Richardson in space, but he's also not Tom Brady.
No, he has enough mobility to buy a second chance. I don't think he's going to be a legitimate scramble threat, but he does have enough athleticism to make probably more plays when he's on the move instead of sitting there trying to hold the ball. Though I give him credit for wanting to be a thrower first.
Yeah.
He does a great job keeping his eyes downfield.
Yeah, 31-42, 393 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a rush touchdown. And he does a good job of staying in the pocket, not drifting in the pocket, to your point, trying to find targets before he ends up escaping and on rare occasions running or, running around the backfield, which I don't like it, but whatever. To your point, Bryce did that. And I thought the 2-point conversion they had in the second half was a fantastic play. He rolled right, threw back across his body. The receiver made a great catch in the end zone, and they stuck it to Nebraska. By the way, Nebraska and Jeff Sims, great athlete, the quarterback. You can't win football games when you turn the ball over. You can't catch a snap on a shotgun snap. When you fumble, silly fumbles. But that's a conversation for another time. That was frustrating to watch, I'm sure, for Matt Rule. But
he did the same thing in the Minnesota game.
Same thing in the Minnesota game. And had the 2 interceptions by our guy, Tyler Nubin, who was one of the listeners requested we watch him. I think we both have, so we'll get to him at some point, too. He had a good first game against Nebraska for sure. All right. Pop, Debo for Shedeur. This has been a recurring theme. Is he he's definitely
for me.
He's top 50.
I think he's the 3rd quarterback for me.
Right? Yeah. I'm just close for me. But let me ask you this. He's a top 50 player, right?
The one thing that I will say as we watch all these quarterbacks, that after the first 2, there is going to be a mad scramble through the season because there's about 7 of them.
Yes.
It's going to be a deep quarterback class, but there's about 7 of them that are going to be fighting for who's the 3rd quarterback off the board by the time we get to the draft in 226 days.
That's right. So you got to answer the question. Is he a top 50 guy right now?
Yes.
I think so, man. It's hard not. I don't know what the argument would be that he's not.
No, not the way he's playing right now. But he's got some, like I said, the big win at TCU, but we got a whole season ahead of us. But after week 2, he's in the top 50, and I think he's a first-rounder right now.
Oh, listen, clip it, Debo. So I think this weekend they're playing Colorado State late. I'll watch that game. Never on planet Earth did I think I'll be watching a Colorado State game at 10:30, but I probably will watch that. And then they have Oregon coming up, and they have USC coming up. So we'll learn something. We'll all learn something together.